Hey, areas in the house.
Yeah. Stage right now, WWE legend, icon, one of the most known pro wrestlers of all time, Rikishi. And Yameta, La Meta, Meta, 488 champion, Dr. Rosa. Now put our hands together, come on. Come on, guys, make some noise. Make some noise.
I want to say congratulations to her career. It's been a minute since I've seen her. We ran across from the Bay Area.
Yes.
And so to see one of your, your friends and family from the Bay Area, and then, to be able to embark on her journey of professional wrestling, I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Keep it up with the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's very interesting to see how everybody is where you're coming on the rise. And I will never thought that 10 years ago when we're all struggling and we're all hustling for a spot for, and now it's like, I made it, but I know I can work harder for myself or my family. And for those who are like me, that look like me and they want to be professional wrestlers and know that they have a space and it's going to be a safe space for them too. And they don't have to struggle and they don't have to go through like what I had to go through for them to be successful in this business.
And you never really, you never really make it in professional wrestling. Once you get to that notoriety, like, what says here, just, it's so much bigger than that, right? There's the work that we need to do outside the ring, in your community, to be able to, be a role model and pave the way for those that you see going through the same shit that you're going through coming into the business. So it's our voice, it's our action, it's our presentation, it's our seat at that table because we belong to be in that same table. So it's so much of a beautiful thing. I can speak on myself after the career of professional wrestling. It's doing the things to be able to help those in the community, help those that are like me, that look like me, that are asking for an opportunity. Because we know, man, once you get into the big shows, it ain't all what you think it is. You get there, it's a lot of smokes and mirrors. It's a lot of say, hey, man, you look good. You're a great wrestler. As soon as you turn your back, they stab you in the back of the neck. We can't have that guy up here. That guy's going to be a threat up here. We can't have that. And so there's so much of the politicking area, and I'm sure this is not only in professional wrestling, just in any business. If the people in our industry would support each other, no matter what color we look like, it'll be a beautiful place, inside and out, the square circle.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, while I do have a couple more questions, I want to put it to the audience if anyone out there can have a question. I have a question, a dire question before you go. Rikishi, I have a question.
¿Qué pasa?
Mira. So, I don't know if you, during your time, because of your finisher, right? That was like, butt in everybody's face, which I loved. Like, no, I want to bring this up because there was a big deal just happened this Wednesday with one of my peers who's been criticized because she shows too much butt.
Okay.
Were you criticized because you were showing too much butt?
If I was, I didn't give a damn. Because I'm just that type of dude. Number one is I get it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to feed my family. I'm going to do whatever it takes to put food on the table. And here's the beautiful thing. We know that Kishi has numerous characters. Probably 6 to 5 characters. I can't even count. But all this time in professional wrestling, there's that one thing you're always looking for to take you to the next level. And I had no idea my money maker was right behind me.
Hell yeah.
So at the end of the day, sis, it's always this. If you're blessed to have a nice booty, go ahead and shake what your mama gave you.
Yes.
Right?
Sorry, now you can ask your question. I don't even know my questions even compare to what you just asked. So, anybody want to dare ask a question? Yes, sir.
Okay, I got 2 questions actually.
Okay.
First one is mainly for Rikishi. Do I need to speak louder?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
I'm like, I don't want to lose my voice.
Although you're lost.
Okay, my first question is for Rikishi. Correct me if I'm wrong. I read online that you are related to Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, as his cousin.
Jesus Christ. Where have you been? Do you not see the bloodline as the timeline? Oh my God! Come on, thank you.
He has not been watching. He has not been watching TV for 2 years.
I just make sure now.
Google it, son. Google it.
So, according to add to the first one, the first one I was gonna ask is, how cool is it to be related to Dwayne Johnson? And
Let me correct you there. So.
Before he beats you up.
Number one is I'm older than Dwayne Johnson. So it's like this. How cool is it for Dwayne Johnson to be related?
Hell yeah! Ándele, mijo.
Dude, choose it carefully, bro.
Yeah. I'll get you another chance.
the second one is for both of you. Now, I've only seen a couple of wrestling on TV, but only the WWE. For both of you, what was your most favorite wrestling match that you ever done, either by yourself or you tag team with someone?
That's
Good. Yeah.
you're saying.
I will have to say this last match that I had with Tony Storm because it meant that I was fully back. A lot of people doubted that I was injured for almost 2 years. And I doubted myself that I was going to be able to have the same stamina, the same drive, and the same fire that I had when I left. But honestly, coming out without makeup, coming out with who I really am, really gave me that strength to say, I am that bitch. Come and fuck with me.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'd have to say it's a moment, right? And so for me, I'd have to say it's a moment of me sharing the squared circle with my twin boys. We busted move on 1,000. I think it was 1,000 Raw episode in Las Vegas. And I give you my boys came in and I'm gone. So when I came back and the lights turned off, we did the two cool dance. It was very emotional because I could see their face and they're looking at my face, and it was like, damn, that now we feel that magic you were talking about.
Oh.
And so to be able to grace the ring, to be able to say we did that, it's a beautiful thing. I can mark that off now. One of the best times I've had in the WWE bench. Ring.
Anybody else like
Don't be shy. The man right on the corner.
What up, Boosh?
Well, this one is for Rikishi. Let's go back to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. What was going through your mind when you saw your own sons facing off against each other?
I thought that the Fatu brand, an Audi brand, the Samoan Dynasty brand, that we got a lot of paychecks. This is a second year in a row that my family, the bloodline, has made history. Never before has there back-to-back WrestleMania main eventers. And so to be able to see the family do it again on the big 4-0 of WrestleMania, it's a beautiful thing, man. But honestly, it's nothing. It really, I expect us to be main event. It's just, we're that damn good, right? And if you can tell me that the bloodline is not the timeline, when I say this, the timeline is revenue. Because if you don't draw money for the company, there's no reason for you to be in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jimmy and Jane, that was like a dream match for themselves. Or was it nothing personal as far as a father? But they wanted that match amongst each other. That they've been talking about it for a long time. And to be able to have that opportunity, come during the big 4-0 of WrestleMania, hey, I say it's an accomplishment. The only thing I felt that was missing in that match, well, you're looking at it. Because at the end of the day, I don't know, but it might be yeet or no yeet. Would have probably got the stink face. But it's a beautiful thing, man. Thank you.
And one more question for for Miss Rosa. What was going through your mind when you made your AEW debut?
Wow. It was crazy because I was like, when we first had the Forbidden Door at AEW, and it was in front of anybody. Like, that was in Jacksonville with no fans. And it's so weird when I go out there and I was telling Mercedes Monet, oh yeah, I became famous with no people in the crowd. This is so weird. But I just cherish that very, very much, because that was like the door for that Forbidden Door for me to like really take on the world. And I'm so blessed and so thankful for that opportunity.
Don't feel bad. I debuted in a red barn with 5 people. I barely got paid that big one. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do.
But look at you now. Look at you now.
Yes.
Let me now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Anybody else got a question? Oh, sir.
Let's go.
Hi, this is for Keisha. I always wanted to know what was going through your head when the Undertaker choke slammed you off the top of the helmet and said, "1, 2."
Wow.
Let me kind of walk you back just a little bit. We do what is called a walkthrough. And whenever somebody's going to take what we call a big bump like that, you got to be able to kind of walk through it. And of course, when we walked through it, that flatbed came out. And when the flatbed came out, it was just a regular flatbed, right? And so we got up top, and I can see where I'm going to go. And then professional wrestling, anytime you take a bump going backwards and you're not looking where you're going, that's very, very dangerous. I don't give a damn how great you can train. You're just never really prepared for a bump like that. And so during the live TV, you got 30,000 people screaming, and me and Taker were up at the top of the Hell in a Cell. By the time we were kind of fighting each other towards the corner of the edge of the cage, here comes the flatbed as we all see it. Well, when the flatbed came out, there were aluminum railings. And so for the first time in my life, I've been trained for this type of thing in professional wrestling, anything. And I got nervous. When you're hearing 30,000 people, like, they're waiting for that big fall from you, I had to question myself, is this worth me, taking the fall? Is it worth, because now I'm looking at it, this is not what we planned as far as, taking a fall onto a flatbed with the railings, aluminum railings. And that 450 pounds, all I can envision in my mind, if I don't hit that mark,
Oh, you're done.
my body's going right through that. And so while we were up top, Taker was like looking at me like, you don't have to do this. And in my mind, I was like, you know what? This is what I signed up for. This is the moment here that I'll probably never, ever get. Now, if God gives me the chance to live, so be it. But if he doesn't, you all gonna see it. And so when he grabbed me in what we call a choke slam Ruzo, he's just talking, you ready? And the last words I told him was, tell my family I love them.
Dang.
So when he threw me off, I was all nervous, and my hands were shaking, my lips were shaking. And, I just mentioned this on my podcast, Rikishi Off the Top. I damn near got divorced.
After that?
Family, yeah, my whole family, because I didn't tell them about the bump. And who was I to make that decision when my boys were young? Their mother, was there. Like, who was going to take care of the family? Right? And so from that day on, I think about that, and I felt that I made the right choice. Because when you love something, you got to believe and trust it. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm glad I did, because 20 years later, 25 years later, every time they show the Hell in a Cell, commercials, guess what? I get paid for it.
Anybody else got a question? Come on, man. So come on, man. Next, I'm gonna give you one chance. You mess it up, I'm taking.
Do not ask about Dwayne Johnson. I will chop you if you do.
this is not this is not this is not about freedom. Okay. All right, here we go. Has there ever been a wrestler that you have not faced yet, that you always wanted to face before in a match? And if that were to happen, how would you pump yourselves up, to get ready for that match? That way you'd be like, okay, I can do this. This guy's good, so I can fucking do this.
Do you have anybody?
Yeah, I'm still a fan of the sport, and I've always wanted. I can picture in my mind like having to work with one of the greats in the business, an icon in my book, a legend, and soon to be a WWE Hall of Famer, I believe, in the future. That would have to be Randy Orton. I feel that Randy Orton, the mixture with the Rikishi character and the way the Viper works, there's so much theatrical movement and storytelling that I feel that we could both bring to the table. And he was one of my uh, favorite guys back in the day to watch wrestling, is because his facial, his movement, every move that he did, offense and defense, it was so to the perfection of perfecting the craft. And so when you're working with people like that, for me, it always wants to test my skills. And I want to see, am I as good as him or can I be good as him? And at the same time, if you try that, I can only see us having a 5-star match. And so I think back in the day, yeah, but right now, I'll just be a fan of Randy Orton. That's who I said, Randy Orton.
For me, I will say I love Charlotte's work. She's probably the best female wrestler through and through. And she just creates magic with everybody that she is in the ring. And if she has the right person, she's just an explosion. And for me, like that is professional wrestling for me. And that's what I train for. And that's what I gave my body and my life to this business. And hopefully I can one day wrestle her or either Bailey too. I love Bailey's work. She's one of my favorite people, not only as a person, but in the ring, she's phenomenal. And she has helped build so many of the females that are now superstars. And it's incredible. So in the second part of how I'll hype myself up, I have like a couple of songs that I put on before I started getting in the ring. And then before I get out, I say that to myself, I'm great. I'm going to be excellent and I'm going to be in my best. And I say that multiple times. And then I get out there and I was like, I believe it. Once I'm in the ring, nothing matters. So yeah, those are my two people. Yeah.
Is there a lot of great talent that has come through the league?
Yes.
Is there anybody in particular that you are particularly proud of to see where you've gone on?
Maddie Rankowski, or Ren. She's a through and through San Antonian. And I just love the fact that what she's doing in NXT and how much she's grown. I saw her when she was a student, and now I see her being a superstar in where she's going. So I'm very, very proud of her. And we have had a couple. It was Teresa Serrano. She doesn't go by that. She's in WWE right now. She works in Raw. And she is doing absolutely amazing. She's been in so many pay-per-views, and she's always been very humble. And I remember when nobody will give her an opportunity, and I was just wondering why, like, what's going on? And then when she told me I'm getting signed, we were gonna make her the first MPW champion, and she got signed to WWE during that time. So I just see her rise. It makes me very, very happy. It has made me very, very happy to see all of those girls that were with me, like hustling in the indies, succeed and being in major pay-per-views. Like Selena Vega, when she did the last one in Puerto Rico last year, I was crying when I saw her there because I saw her. She was with me in Japan, so it's been so many. Nikki Cross, that's another one. She hasn't been featured right now, but when she became a champion, that meant a lot to me because I seen her struggle from the bottom to the top. Chelsea Green, she's another one that was on the road with me. Shotzi Blackheart, she was in Sabotage with us, and she was on the road doing a lot of stuff, man. Like a lot of people don't know how much work some of these women have put before they got to WWE, but when they get that opportunity to take off, man, it makes me extremely happy. And I know that, again, like you were saying, Rikishi, I know I'm not there yet where I want to be, and I see them, and I see that I can do that myself too in the future.
I think she would have a great match with Charlotte. I can only see this on a WrestleMania main event.
Oh.
You gotta be able to experience that. If you're in the business, you know, you gotta be able to experience coming out WrestleMania. It's unlike anything you've ever, you know. Once you get there, it's like you're walking. You say, "Damn it, I made it." Because at one time I was watching these people walk down the aisle, and now I'm the one walking down the aisle. And so, you know, the business of professional wrestling is not for everybody. To be truthful, it's a beautiful business. If you like to travel, okay. If you don't, it's not for you. Right? But there's just so much hard work. There's so much dedication. There's so much sacrifice. I mean, it is so much. You really have to have smarts, thick skin, and you got to be able to understand what the craft is about. You know, we can take anybody that's non-wrestling, but if you look like that poster child, or poster boy, or poster girl that looks good for the company, now you're going to come and you say, "Well, I thought it was if I was good enough." And so things like that can derail you from your passion of what you thought it was. And that's why it's important that you do get the proper training from proper people that's been there, done that. But you can always know the truth from these trainers that are training you. Professional wrestling is so huge. I always say, if I can take all the kids, independent kids, and train them at our place, I would love to do that. But the problem is now is if you have a ring 2 blocks down the street, but yet you have, you know, you got Booker T like 2 hours down the street, kids are going to go to where it's convenient. But you're not going to go, I'm not going to send my kids to a college because it's convenient for them. I'm going to send them to a college that I know is going to prosper them to the next level and get the spot. So, you know, thank you guys. Thank you for showing up. You know, it's good to see my friend.
Good to see you too.
From the Bay Area. You know, keep doing what you're doing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Continue to stand up for women's rights in this sport of professional wrestling. Good luck to you guys as well. I appreciate all the time and for us to be able to share our stories with our beautiful fans.
On behalf of all the fans here, we thank you both so much for taking time to talk to us. We really appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Guys, don't forget to be at the tables after this. And then just enjoy the
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Your glasses.
Thank y'all so much.